Later, when I go to Lapeef Let's Talk, I will have the polo outfit on for the people.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? A fresh reveal. Y'all know how I do. So, hey, listen, Queen, you ain't getting no refund, man. $3 and 4 cents. You could have kept that. You don't even got no love for me. You want damn YouTube to get 30% of $3. What type of shit is that? What type of shit is that? That's just cold blooded, brother. All right. So listen.
That's okay, Quentin. I'll take it. Come, go, log into eBlack
Well, hold
TV,
on, hold on,
and
E Black. We know.
I'll
Hit the
take it.
cash app. Hit the
These
cash
people
app.
don't respect your money.
Hold
They don't
on. No, he
respect your
said,
money.
listen, E Black for TV. We're not about to do that. E Black for TV. Listen, he said, give me a refund, and we don't do refunds over here. So if y'all want your comments highlighted in red, hit the cash app, $Israel Mills, $Israel Mills, and I will highlight and read the comment all stream long if you do $20. Hey, listen, y'all don't want YouTube to get all your money. Y'all don't want to pay taxes on it. So hit the cash app. It's easy, breezy. If you just want to show some love through the cash app, $Israel Mills, whatever denomination, as long as it's $5 and above, I will highlight and read a comment or two. So, my brothers, both of y'all are pretty much aligned on the topic, but Fighter came in first, so I want Fighter to be able to speak. The other day, yeah, it's gonna be lit tonight. It's gonna be lit tonight. Lapeef is gonna be lit. This conversation is gonna be lit too. Before that, yo. So the other day you got cut off a lot, Fighter, on that other panel, and I wanted you to be able to finish your thoughts and your feelings. You know, a lot of people that don't know Fighter is Dominican. Both of your parents are from Dominican Republic.
Yes.
Okay, both of his parents are from Dominican Republic. And so he was speaking from the perspective of, yes, he identifies as Dominican. However, he identifies with the struggle of us in America because he grew up here and he grew up around us, and we are basically the same people. So, Fighter, I want you to get a chance to finish your statement, and then we're gonna go from there. Okay.
All right, man. Que lo Kentucky is the cloud chasing Dominican Coca-Cola representative, you heard? And this topic, this is one of these, one of the reasons why I joined YouTube was because of this, right? As a young man, I always considered myself black, but the thing is that black, the definition of black has always changed. I remember that when I was younger, black meant quote unquote African American or black American, right? And they would consider you, if no matter what you look like, if you spoke the language of Spanish, if your family came from Hispanic lineage or a Hispanic country, then you're Spanish, quote, even though that's an incorrect label. They would call you, oh, that Spanish dude. That's what they would call you, right? Now, I had the privilege of growing up in a melting pot in a big city. I come from New York City, right? And now, if you grew up in any place like Jersey, Philly, you're around so many people that you're accustomed to being around someone that's from a different background. Now, my little experience that I went through was I was maybe in fourth grade, and I had an issue with this Puerto Rican kid, and we at school, and we about to fight. But then somebody's grandmother, I guess, went to go pick up her grandchild or whatever, and we're about to get into it. And the first thing she says, "Pégale a ese negro." Or ese maldito negro, right? So with that in English, that means beat that black boy up or beat that fucking black kid up. And then I was confused. I told myself, wait a minute, I'm Hispanic too. Like, what is she talking about? Even though she's Puerto Rican and they were of lighter shade, I'm like, wait, I'm Hispanic too. Then I was confused. I had like a little identity crisis, right? And I said, yo, so what am I? Am I Hispanic? Am I black? Because I had the privilege of living in Dominican Republic, and the area that I'm from, many people, they're very melanated, right? So they will have my complexion. Some people look like you is, and some look like E Black, and they're 100% Dominican. So as I grew, I started learning more about what culture, ethnicity is, and slavery, and that's when I learned that despite what you look like, you can still be black, right? So just growing up, I guess the more you grow up, you you tend to lean towards your culture.
Mhm.
And I grew up around many Caribbean people, mostly Caribbean and African American, and
Mhm.
some Hispanics, Caribbean Hispanics, which we could probably get into that later.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, we all kind of got along. I think people that don't live like in a big city like Philly or New York,
Or Miami or something
yeah,
like that.
right, like Miami, they view someone of a different background, like, oh, they different.
Mhm.
But when you grew up where we from, like
Yeah, New
black,
York,
Hispanic,
it's
New
all
York,
the
right?
same thing.
We all like hang out with each. We all feel like
All the
we
same.
are the same people, right?
No doubt.
But yeah,
Yo, thank you for sharing. Hey, let me give a couple of shout outs and I want you to get into it, E Black, from your perspective. And then I'm gonna ask a couple questions and we're gonna open it up. All right. So, hey, what's going on, Mem? How you doing? What's going on, CC? Hey, lady, how you doing, CC? Big Mufasa, shout out to you, even though you're on another channel. What's up? Que lo que, que lo que. Hey, what's up? What's up, Jill's Chocolate Boutique? Hey, how you doing, lady? What's up, D? What's good with you? What's good, D? American Negro, shout out to you. Good to see you, fam. How you doing? All right. So, from your perspective, E Black, you got cut off the other day. You had to go. You had some things to do, but I want you to be able to finish speaking from your perspective as far as the divisiveness and the division between the diaspora and blacks in America, whatever you want to call them, and then go from there.
Yeah, actually forgot where I left off on, but I know I was speaking in regards to the divisiveness, and I know what we were trying to speak on historical context in regards to how there is two types of America.
Mhm.
There's a black America and there's a white America. So for instance, I in fact what I think we did leave off on. I was bringing up different types of cases in which stand your ground law was not necessarily a black law. It's a law that could be implemented for black people, but in practice, it's not. They don't want to. You see even a situation that Jaw's going through. The greatest image of the most feared image in America is a black man with a gun. But at the same time, we all say we want more guns. Every politician that represents guns rights says give us more guns, but they don't really want black people to have guns. So in regards to the divisiveness, I think where I stand on this is that a person like Fighter Complex, who a police officer is not going to see him as Dominican. They're going to see him as black,
yeah.
and they're going to administer the American justice system or the criminal system against him as a black man. Now, yeah, he'll speak some Spanish, and then they'll say, "Oh, well, you a Spanish black dude," but still, we're going to treat you a different way. And what I
Wait,
come
wait, wait,
from is
wait,
that
wait, wait,
if
wait,
we
wait.
keep,
They're gonna treat him a
but
different
wait,
way
wait,
if he starts spending. Let me ask you a question because I want you to clarify. You saying that they're gonna, if once he starts speaking Spanish, they'll treat him differently than they would treat you or I?
no, I'm not. I'm just saying that they're going to treat him different from, say, the American traditional system. They're
Okay,
still going to
okay,
treat him black,
okay, okay,
basically.
okay.
But what I was, and this all came from the premise that you know blacks across the globe are fighting imperial racism. So a person in Dominican Republic can be fighting imperial racism there. They're fighting
Mhm.
for their independence. And when they succeed on that, that helps the blacks from there. People from Haiti, when they fight or fought against empirical racism, that helped the blacks here. People in Africa, when they fight against racism, that helps the blacks here. So it's not good enough for us to just say, I'm America or I'm American because we have roots that are tied to a larger system of people that are really trying to make this world a better place.
Okay. And so that's where I want to begin. Give me 1 second. Hey, what's going on? B Magic, how you doing? Bismillah Rabbana. Hey, what's going on? Salam alaikum. What's going on? CC says, I tell my man I'm pure black and he's not because I'm from the Caribbean. LOL. He's American and gets mad every time. LOL. Yeah, but guess what? I got some news for you, CC. The Caribbean is not pure black anyway, either, but that's okay. Shout out to you, Tim Asana. I guess you're coming from one of the other channels. Shout out to you. Hey, yo, my man B Magic always showing love and support. Thank you, family. I appreciate you. I appreciate you for the Cash App. Thank you so much, B Magic. Always showing love and support. Good evening, Chief. Good evening. So for you, Fighter, and I'm gonna ask y'all this real quick. I want y'all to answer real quick. I want to get into it, and then I'm gonna open it back up, right? So for you, do you think that black people in America that were born here, let's just say, well, how many generations does your family go back in America? Just real quick.
Oh, I'm first generational.
Oh, you're first generation. So you was born in Dominican Republic and came over here?
No. I'm first generation American.
Okay, so you was the only one that was basically born here in America.
Yes.
Okay. Do you identify and consider yourself American? And do you think that other black people who are born maybe a generation to 6 generations here should be considered American, or how would you classify it?
Yes, I consider myself American because I lived most of my life here. I also went back to DR and lived there. I went to school there a few years, but in my case, you could call that double nationality.
Okay,
so
American.
Dominican Republic honors me as a Dominican because due to my parents.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, all I have to do is go to the city hall, and I have my Dominican citizenship.
All right, we're gonna open that back up, but I just wanted a real quick answer. Yo, shout out to you, Bipolar. What's up, E Black? Do you consider yourself American?
I consider myself African American.
Okay, so you identify as African American, and why do you identify as African American? Do you have people who live in Africa or who came directly from Africa that you know about?
Well, I say I'm African American because saying I'm American just means that it implies that my people like me just washed up on the shores of like South Carolina, North Carolina, and as a human being, I'm greater than that. I have a history that goes back to the motherland. And even though I may not be able to, go to a national, a tribe or a group of people, I'm honoring the whole entire continent, the original continent. So until I can figure out where I'm going, I can't say I'm Nigerian African American. I can't say I'm Ghanaian American. I can't say
you don't know exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. So I just consider myself African American.
Okay.
Because not only that, it recognizes also the struggles that my people have gone through while living here.
Yeah. Okay. So and I guess that goes to Bismillah's point where you're talking about, I guess, Fighter saying that he has a landmass to call home. And so this is the crux of the argument and the foundation of where a lot of the dissension comes from, because like I said the other day, a lot of it is because a lot of us that are black in America, or so-called black in America, we're just using that as a point of reference. I don't really want to get into the back and forth on that. We have a unique experience here in America, being that a lot of us that are black in America that are the descendants of people who were enslaved. Now, whether those people were indigenous here, which a lot of them were already indigenous here, Aboriginal, indigenous, whatever you want to call them, and some people call them Indians, they were here and they make up our family structure as well. Or whether they came across the waters from Africa, the different parts of Africa, which we don't know, right? And so being that a lot of us that come from people who were enslaved in this country, we don't have a language. We don't have a landmass to necessarily identify as our own. We don't have a flag. We don't have a cultural or tradition or oral communication that a lot of us can go back to. Then that is the premise that a lot of people use to divide people throughout the diaspora, whether they come from Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, you know what I'm saying, wherever, right? And in Africa. and different. And Africa, again, we have to state this. I know most people know this. Africa is a continent. It is not a country.
Yeah.
And so, with that being said, you know, it's a huge continent, one of the biggest continents in the world. And so, with that being said, there's no telling where a lot of us originally came from, right? So, with all that being said, I want to go around and if you're here, Trinidad T, you asked me to open up this conversation, and I know you wanted to get in on this, and you actually sent me some Cash App love. So if you're here, say something, and I will send you the link. What's up, Crown Prince? What's going on with you, family? I appreciate you. What's going on, Truth and Purpose? Nexus, tap in. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Listen. Before we continue, if you guys want your comments highlighted in red, y'all know how we do over here. You can have them highlighted in red all stream long through the Cash App $ Israel Mills. If you just want to show some love, you can do so through the Cash App $ Israel Mills. And as well, if you just do $5 or above, I'll read 1 or 2 comments. That's how we do. All right. Yo, I appreciate you, CC. Thank you for the Cash App. So I wanted to ask you, brothers, right? Just showing love. Thank you, CC. I really appreciate the love. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you very, very much. Yo, so I wanted to ask you, brothers, and I kind of know where y'all stand on this, but I just wanted to get some clarification. Where do you stand? And I'm going to go to you first, eBlack TV. Where do you stand as far as the divisiveness, as far as dividing to people who have the unique experience of being enslaved in this country, whether they came across the shores or whether they were already here, and the people who are new migrants to this country, like a fighter complex from Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, wherever it may be, certain parts of Africa. Where do you stand on that? And what is your philosophy as far as the need to come together, or don't feel like we have a need to come together?
I think where it comes from is sometimes it's about in regards to respect. I think anytime, for instance, Americans go anywhere, we have to respect the land that we're on. We don't just, the same with it happens even in America. When Californians go to Texas, they say, well, we don't want y'all Californians turning Texas into California. That's the divisiveness amongst people. People have divisiveness when you're not respecting historical context, the traditions, the current tempo that is on the ground. And that's usually what I see is going on now, is that, African Americans, we don't feel as respected for the hard work we do. And the people that do come over here, they say, well, we're coming over here, we're succeeding, and you're lazy. And we're being disrespected, or we feel as if we're being disrespected at the same time, but not truly understanding the overall picture, and sometimes they don't. They're riding in a car that they may have not built themselves. So, that's where I see the divisiveness. I don't really like that divisiveness. I think, like I said, we have enough bigger battles to fight, and I think we can be, more useful when we are able to, like I say, fight the global battle, fight the helping enrich other countries, other people, and helping those people that look like us. Therefore, we can go back to those countries and we can help them help us. But as long as we say, depend upon the American system, America by design is built to keep us down. America does not want to see the black man, too many black people be successful. So until we do that, we will not see a real change globally and locally.
Okay, E-Black, I want to keep it off of that because that's another topic altogether.
Yeah.
And we'll be here all night on that particular topic. All right, so let me if you don't mind, before I get to Fighter, can I address a comment real quick and then go to you? Is that cool? You good, Fighter? Yo, can you hear me? Okay, all right. Yo, so Darth Renegade, I don't know whose channel he's on. He's on one of y'all channel. He said, we've been here for 405 years and no, we wasn't here before Europeans. That's absolutely false. That's absolutely false. We absolutely, if you're talking about the Moors or Moorish, or you're talking about the people who traveled travelers. They absolutely were here before. It's documented archaeologically. Archaeologically, it's documented. Literally, it's documented. And so I'm gonna give you a book to look into. Ivan Van Sertima, a book that came before Columbus. We were absolutely here before Europeans. That's a fact. That is a fact. That's not even debatable. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence presented by Dr. Van Sertima is the presence of African plants such as cotton in the pre-Columbian American archaeological sites. He suggests that this could be evidence of ancient trade routes between Africa and the Americas. But what I would say is better than this, a lot of the Moors were navigators, and that's how they got over there to Italy, Spain, Sicily, so forth and so on. And that's how they conquered, because they were navigators. They're maritime people. They were people of the water who traveled and traversed the whole globe. Some people say it was before Pangea. And if you know about Pangea, that's when the earth was one landmass and some of them traveled and migrated throughout the earth. It's absolutely a fact that the oldest people were found in Africa, the Garden of Eden. That's a fact, a historical fact, an archaeological fact. They named her name Lucy, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Said it was a woman initially. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. I don't want to get into all that because that goes down rabbit hole too. But what I will say is this. The oldest people were of a dark skin hue. Whatever nationality you want to give them, that's fine. But they were of a dark skin hue. And they were people who traversed the globe, and they absolutely were in this landmass before any Europeans ever traveled here. All right. Well, and again, one of the books that I cited is Ivan Van Sertima. They came before Columbus, if you want to check that out. Also, let me give you another book that you could check out. It's a book, 1491, New Revelations of the Americas Before Columbus. This book right here is by Man CC. It is done in 2006. It says New Revelations of the Americas Before Columbus. So that's another book. That's another book that you could check out that does describe actual facts that dark-skinned hue people were here way before the Europeans came to this landmass. So to the original topic, Fighter, what do you say to the divisiveness or the need to work together, and how would you describe that?
All right, so maybe I wasn't the person adequate enough for this conversation because I have a very individualistic mindset. I tell myself I should focus on myself as a young man, focus on my family, and focus on when I do create my own family, right? I can't be focused on, oh, well, I wonder if a Dominican that lives 500 miles away from me is doing okay. Like, I don't think like that. I first I have to focus on myself and the people around me, because something that I've noticed is there's people that online, they preach this unity, they talk this unity, but they're not even helping people in their own family that might need a hand, that might need a push. So sometimes I believe it's all talk, you know. Now, and I would say it is kind of ignorant, especially in the times we're living in now, to be racist or divisive. Like, you should be focused on bettering yourself instead of, oh, well, I hate this person. That's a lot of energy. You're using a lot of energy by hating on someone else instead of trying to improve your own life. I don't, sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes you might see me on Fight Club, you might see me over here, I might crack jokes like, oh, you black, you drink Kool-Aid and eat chitlins, but I'm joking with you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I already know.
I'm joking. So I really don't hate someone just because of their background. I think for any adult, that's a waste of time.
No doubt.
It's a waste of time.
Yo, I want to get into what's up, my brother. Known Unknown. What's good with you? Hey, this is in your wheelhouse, man. If you wanna come up, just say the word, brother. And it is originally Africa was known as Kabu land, according to my good brother, God rest his soul, my ancestor, man, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen. And so I want to address you again. Darth Renegade, because you're absolutely incorrect. Because the Moors were, yes, they were from North Africa, and yes, they spoke Arabic, but they were black, dark-skinned people. Because if you know the history of the world, then you know during that time, there was Nubians who were there in Egypt. There were dark-skinned people who were there in Egypt during that time, and they was the ones that traversed the globes. Now, later, Egypt was taken over, obviously, by the Hyksos, and then it went from the Hyksos, which is an Asiatic tribe, and then it was taken over a couple of times by the Semites or Arabians, and then it was taken over by the Greeks. But before all of that, we do know that Africa was a melanated, dark-skinned continent. You could tell by where it is now, because you see Arab or like people in Morocco. Shout out to my people from Morocco, and in Egypt, the Semite people. You assume that they was there the whole time, and they were not. They were not the people who constructed the pyramids. They were not the people who had been there inhabiting that land all the time. And another misnomer was that the Greeks took it over from the Nubians. No, they did not. The Greeks actually conquered the Arabs that were there inhabiting that land during that time. Of course, there were still Nubians there. That's why you had different, if you look at the pyramids, that's why you had different hued, dark-skinned people, people of color, melanated people on the pyramids. Some were lighter, some were darker. And most of the deities were all dark.
And another thing, racism is relatively a new thing in regards to human civilization.
Yeah. But let me. I don't want to get off this point because because this man is spewing out a bunch of rhetoric and he really doesn't know what he's talking about. And so I'm citing my sources. If you would, you need to cite yours. So one of my sources was Ivan Van Sertima before Columbus. I gave you another source that I had, and then my other source is Black Man of the Nile and his family. This is by Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinen. So Dr. and Ivan Van Sertima has a master's degree. I don't think he has his doctorate, but most of the people who I'm coming from have PhDs in these particular studies. And I'm talking actual facts. I don't know what you're talking about, my family. I don't know what you're talking about. But
well,
go ahead.
But the thing is that I want to respond to Fighter Complex's thing. I understand what you're saying. You know, you as a man want to live in an individualistic society, and individual. You want to do things to help your family and immediate circle and the people who are like-minded like you, right? The problem is with that is that you know that you do follow a culture. You follow a Black culture, a Dominican culture. Those things were created by who? The people who are in that, right? So I understand you're saying, well, I think the way I think, and I'm independent thought, but at the same time, I recognize that I am this type of person, and I recognize and I will do things of these type of cultures. So now what I'm hearing you say is that, well, I don't want to do the upkeep of the culture. I don't want to pass down the culture. I don't want to give my next generation, the children that I have, the culture and the pride of who I am, because I'm more or less interested in what America has.
No, basically what I was trying to say was actually I think that's the best thing you could do, right? When you focus on your family, right, you're showing that you care about your family oriented, right? So when you focus on your brethren, right, your neighbor, right, someone that you can touch and talk to every day, and that's how you can uplift your community. I think, right, when you have a strong family. When you have a strong family, that can spread. When your kids have kids, and that's who you should. That's where it should start, at home.
Will you
right?
Will you teach your kids Spanish?
Yes, I will.
But why? Why does that matter? You live in America.
One second, let him finish.
I understand, but you understand where I'm going.
No, but let him finish first.
No, that's a good question. Hold on, that's a good question. Not only Black, not only because it's part of me, part of my culture and my upbringing, also because knowing a second language is it's an advantage.
Yeah.
It's an advantage knowing a second language. Sometimes a person will treat you differently just because you can speak their language. It's like now they feel they can connect with you. So I'm not saying like, oh, you know, if you see a lady passed out in the street, don't help her. No, I'm not saying be that cold. But when we think about all these racial issues, it's entertainment talk. But I hope people are not thinking about this all day. Like, oh, well, that person treated me wrong because I'm black. Like, you shouldn't think like that. Maybe you should think, maybe that person is just an asshole, or maybe I did something wrong, or maybe they're having a bad day.
Hold on, real quick. Okay, hey, what's up, Savage Calm Entertainment? That's a good point. What's up, Jesse? What's going on? Excuse me. What's going on, Lawrence? Rotino, how you doing? Known Unknown, what's good, family? No Chaser, what's good, family? How you doing? Let me see. Some of my other people came in the building. I just want to acknowledge my people. D-Rock Den, what's up, family? What's up, family? Hey, listen, so CC said, if the first set of people were in one location, how did the other white people get where they were? So that's a great question. So as we know by history,
I'm sorry,
wait,
I know you want to go on.
No,
but I want to have this dialogue.
Wait, hold on, E-Black. Hold on 1 second, E-Black. Hold on.
Okay.
Real quick, brother. I got you. As we know, real fast, I'm gonna be really brief. As we know, to answer your question, CC, they traveled, like I said again, the Moors or people from Africa traversed the globe. They traveled all over, all parts of Asia, all parts of Europe, all parts of the world to the Americas. These are now known as Known Unknown is alluding to. These are now known as these names now, but back then it was different. But they traversed the whole globe, and so when they brought with them their science, they brought with them their technology, they brought with them their civilization and their culture. So they taught them how to travel as well. Okay, go ahead, E-Block.
No, and but the thing is that, okay, he said, you know, I'm going to teach my kids Spanish, right? Mm-hmm. The reason why he said that was because, of course, there's an advantage of learning 2 languages. But let's be honest, the American system says, we don't want you to learn Spanish. Americans don't want you to learn 2 languages. They want you to learn English, right? That is an American trait, American culture. So a lot of times we do this, we talk with talking points and say, you know, I'm American, I'm individualistic, but then at the same time, our actions mean that we as Americans or Black people or people of culture in this society, we move differently with American culture. It's one of those, like I said, it's one of those underlying currents of American society that it's right in our face, and we embrace it as what it is. And I understand how a person can get to that point, but ignoring it and acting like it doesn't exist doesn't make it go away, and it doesn't help. I actually want my children to learn Spanish. I want them to learn 3 or 4 different languages too. But the truth of the matter is the American educational system only wants you to learn English.
Okay, but hold on real quick. I would disagree with that. My man, the first most interesting man in the world, the man, the myth, the legend, the man of 1,000 jobs. No, I'm just messing. What's going on, Modern Renaissance man? How you doing, brother? What's good with you? What's good with you, good brother? How you doing? Thank you for blessing us with your presence, man. What's good, man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, before I let you get in, let me just read these couple of things real quick. Hey, shout out to my boy B Magic. He says Spanish is a strong language in America, has been for a long time. No doubt about that. No doubt about that. And I definitely hold on. It is, and hold on real quick before my man. Stop before my man, Modern Renaissance man. Hold on, Auntie J, real quick. Hey, shout out to my man, Team Fatty. Them Euro money. Thank you, man. Salute to Is, Fighter, and Blackness. Okay, shout out to you, Team Fatty. Yo, we not doing this colorism thing today. Shout out to my man, Chicago Rilla. What's up? I know you're not even on my side, but still, salute to you, fam. Hey, listen. Let me just say this real quick, and then let Modern Renaissance get in here real fast. All right. Calvin Cook was good, family. So that's absolutely not true. I don't know about where you live at, E-Black, but where I grew up at, they absolutely gave you the option. They taught you Spanish, and it was up to at least 3 levels of Spanish. Now, granted, this is how my Spanish teacher taught Spanish, which was bogus. I'll give you that. She'd be like, hola, clase, come está usted. Now, she said she was Puerto Rican. Fada, I don't think that was no damn Puerto Rican. Siéntate, Jaime, siéntate. Hey, listen, but they did teach us Spanish up to 3 levels. We had French. We could learn French. And they taught that those were called electives. So you had to take so many electives in order to graduate. So that's why I definitely disagree with your point about they don't teach you to learn languages. They don't want you to learn languages. I think that's absolutely false. All right, go ahead, Mona Renaissance, man. What would you have to say on the subject matter, my good brother?
Salute to the panel. Salute to you guys. Hope everybody's doing well. Izzy, definitely big prayers for you. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, man. Not teaching your kids another language can actually kind of put them at the back. I think America is like the only country that really don't even emphasize speaking another language. As far as that goes, it's going to be very beneficial to what's his name right here? Wait, which way am I pointing?
Talk about fighter complex.
Yeah, fighter complex. Teaching this child that is going to put his child at a very great and huge advantage to be well versed like that. So right now, I'm not going to say I'm definitely not fluent, but you're talking being in different hospitals across different states that I go to direct over 5 different languages that I've got the basics down to. Now, especially what we see going on in America right now, we know that the people that are flooding in here, they are not going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Mark my words when I tell you, it's going to be a huge advantage to you to definitely know Spanish. In Florida, it's a matter of fact, in parts, especially down southern Florida, Fort Lauderdale, down there in Miami, depending on where you go in the medical field, this almost a darn near requirement because this is going to be the base of most of your patients. So yeah, I would say, yeah, if you learn to do that, yes, big time, especially if it's going to be like the second major language that's spoken in our country, because it's going to have way more opportunities. And what you mentioned about, I think he also mentioned that by learning to speak their language, these people feel more comfortable with you and they actually will open you up to certain things. So for example, I'm able to stay in certain hotels in certain regions, all because I speak a little Urdu. And that's what you see a lot of people from the Middle East, the Pakistanians, that's what they speak, but they own a lot of hotels. So just going in there, chopping it up with them a little bit, they liable to give you a discount and everything. So there's definitely advantages to it, but I would definitely say like my own, they definitely learn Spanish big time and it's heavily used.
And no doubt. Hey, so B Badger says Spanish has been a part of the American culture since I've been alive. Throughout the 80s, 90s, and present day, they teach Spanish in American schools at all levels. Hey, Auntie J, I love you, right? This is a different kind of conversation. So I'm gonna bring you up because you my girl, and I love you, but I need you to participate in the way that we are participating in this conversation. We got a deal, Auntie J? All right, I'm gonna bring you up, but if you cut up, this is not the cut up conversation, Auntie J. Hey, how you doing today, sweetness? How you doing today, Auntie J? Well, you on mute. You on mute, sweetie. You on mute.
Shout out to the panel, and my spirit goes out to you, Izzy.
Thank you.
I know that prayers work. I learned something. I'm very serious about this.
Okay.
At this time, I know how to be serious. Okay. At this time in my life, I'm learning so much, right? I'm learning that some of us were already here. Mm-hmm. So the thing is determining who was here and who wasn't. I don't know. But I heard on a clip yesterday something that took me aback. And it was from one of the brothers in Africa talking to one of the women that was anchoring the news in Africa. He said, we don't want the Americans here. We don't care. We don't need them anymore. Who are they? They're not our brothers and sisters. We don't know them. So that was the one thing.
All right. And then can I address that real quick? So that's one, and I've heard that said before, and I actually saw that clip, but that's one person spouting out his views and his standpoints. Now, are there other people that might agree with him? Probably so. But do I think that represents all of Africa or all of, because Africa is a huge continent. It's not a country, it's a continent, right?
Of course, so, I know the 7 continents.
Right. I got you. So, hey, what's going on? Poppy Blanco, what's going on? Go ahead.
So, I always wanted to know, and then I found out this is true. I found out this the day before yesterday. A black man can absolutely make an albino baby, and he can also make a baby that's white. This man and woman in Africa made a blue. They thought the baby was albino, but she wasn't. And she had blue eyes and blonde hair. She was so pretty. And so the husband even said it. He was like, I don't know. So he literally had to get a DNA for himself. So I'm like, African, two black people can make a white or Caucasian baby. Two black people can make albino babies. Two black people can do that. So that might be an ideology of no, seriously, you
No, I
gotta
got you.
look
No,
at it.
Ray Chess said that woman cheated. Not necessarily. Like Ray,
She
I would
didn't
say this.
cheat.
I know a girl here where I live at, and I don't know her parents, but she swears, and everybody else that swears that knows her says that both of her parents are black. If you look at her, you would swear out that she was a white girl. Now, she does have a little accent. She does talk with swagger, and she does have a lot of swag and a lot of attitude. Shout out to you. But everybody that knows her, that I've met, which I've met a few people, and okay, Auntie J, Auntie J, they booted you. I love you, Auntie J.
I got $40.
Right.
I got $40. Remember?
Oh yeah, Auntie J. Oh, that's right. Auntie J does have, so she has $20 more. So
wait, we doing a carryover?
It's on the same panel. She does have $40. She does.
Oh, shit.
So it's $20 more to boot Auntie J. If
you wasted your money.
If you want to boot Auntie J, it's $20 more because she did have a $40 credit. I apologize. But listen, so I do know a young lady. She does to the eye. You would swear she was a white girl, but from every account now, in all fairness, I do not know her parents, but everybody who I've known, it was at least 4 different people who known her that said, yes, her mother and her father are black. All her brothers and sisters are brown skin to dark skin. And she is very light to the fact that she looks Caucasian.
Yeah. And in fact, one of my best friends, his son actually has blue eyes.
My granddaddy had blue eyes, and my mom has hazel eyes. So my granddaddy does have blue eyes.
My daughter has hazel eyes.
So don't get hung up on the blonde hair, blue eyes stuff. Black people, in fact, black people can make any race of
black men.
Any race.
I never knew that though.
Yeah,
I never knew that. I thought black people make black people.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I did. I thought black people make black.
I ain't trying to bust up y'all stuff, but what you would find if they did a whole genetic test on that, you would find that somebody in the ancestry had a massa or something of the sort that passed down them genes.
It's probably so. Yeah,
so it's possible. I mean, it's rare. It's not unheard of, but it definitely can happen. And like I said, you will find that maybe the great grandfather was a white man who had blonde hair, blue eyes, and somebody carried on the genetics.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
The mother was. Go ahead.
I do think genetic defects do create those. I wouldn't say it's necessarily because of whiteness. Genetic defects.
Well, the albino is definitely a genetic, defect. Yeah. But the fact that somebody is born perfectly healthy, blonde hair, blue eyes from 2 black parents, you trace their ancestry, you're guaranteed to find that there was somebody in there that was a great grandfather, great grandmother that had to pass those genes on down. That just happened to manifest itself in the child.
Yeah.
Hey, so wait, real quick. So modern Renaissance, man. We were having this conversation, and do you consider yourself? I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to know: do you consider yourself American? And if you do, why? And if you don't, why not?
Yes, I'm American.
Okay. Why do you consider yourself?
Let me stop. Actually, not really Jamaican, really, but yeah, I mean, I think my mom is from here.
Shout out to you, Chicago.
My mom is from here, but I mean, most of our raising was done here. But I believe if you are a person that looks like me and you were born here in America, you're American. We are the only ones that actually address each other like that. So from doing track and field, I got to travel all over the world, right? And every time I would go somewhere and I would speak, they would say, "Oh, American." Nobody ever say, "Oh, black man," or anything like that. They just would call you an American, But yeah, you're born here in America, you are an American. Just like that, I think Bruce Lee had that thing on him. He's American. So I don't know. I think when we get hung up on that, it starts conversation that can go down a rabbit hole that would have nothing to do with the current progress you can be taking care of right now at this moment.
No doubt.
Modern Renaissance, and I have to say this: if you go to Jamaica, the people in Jamaica, even your family members, they're gonna joke with you. They're gonna call you a Yankee boy. They're gonna call you a
Yep.
Yankee because they're gonna consider you. They're gonna look at you as American.
Well, there we have a lot of people that are born in Jamaica. We have a very large Asian group of people that live in Jamaica, and they don't even refer to them as Asian. I mean, in America, you see them, you'll say, "Oh, those are Asian," but Jamaicans look at those same people that was born there. That's what they say. I wear your barn, and they'll just flat out they're Jamaican. I think that one girl, she busted it up on that show is called what is it called? You know, they turn around the chair, sing and whatever. Oh God, I don't know what it's called. The Voice. There we go. And she looked Asian. The minute she started speaking, everybody lit up like, what the heck? Because she spoke like Jamaican. She spoke like a Jamaican.
Patois, straight patois. Hey, yo, shout out to Cece. Hey, listen. So, okay. So, Jay, young Jay, 216, man. How do you get here, family? Young Jay 216 says these ninjas praising the fact that they can make white kids from black folks allegedly. You can't make this stuff. How did you get that from the conversation that we was having? That's what we want to know. You can't make that up, that you got that from the conversation that we was having. Are you serious, fam? What is in absolutely hell is wrong with you? Go ahead. What's wrong with people? They just mischaracterize, misappropriate anything that you're saying. Like, what is going on? All right, go ahead, fam. I know you want to say something.
Well, the thing about it is this, you know, when you say American, you're limiting the humanistic approach to who you are as a human being. You're limiting. All you're doing is saying that, you know what, I'm an American. Well, what does that American mean? Well, that means somehow I'm dark skinned, but I just ended up on the shores of Africa. I made a flow. I may have got on a boat from Miami. I may have got on a boat to the New Orleans. You're just limiting the aspect of your humanistic approach. Humanly, listen. Humanly, you have a history.
But do you know what? Wait.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. But the pushback I have for you is this. Number one, most of us, like me, cannot trace our lineage past 3-4 generations. Number two, you were born here, like MRM said, you were born here, you were raised here, and everybody that you know came from here. Yes. Number three is not just a absolute fact that you actually came from the African continent. Your people could have very well have already been here the whole time.
Let me ask you this. With people. If I take an African zebra and put it in Canada, does that now make it a Canadian zebra?
Well, okay, hold on.
I'm gonna mess with you. Let me mess with you real quick. You just said a word that only Americans say. Americans are the only ones that call it a zebra. It's actually a zebra. No other country call it a zebra. You American now. See, I'm messing with you.
I'm Americanizing. I know what you're saying. I'm messing with you. I got you. No, but the fact of the matter is the reason why we don't.
E-Black, I wasn't finished my point. Hold on, E-Black. I let MRM get in there. I wasn't finished my point. To finish my point, the point is Dominicans call themselves Dominicans. People from Jamaica call themselves Jamaicans. People from Asia call themselves Asian. People from Puerto Rico call themselves Puerto Ricans. And now all of a sudden, because we're from America, we call ourselves Americans, which all the world knows us as Americans. Now it's a problem. Now, go ahead. Now you can speak to that. That's my point.
I have to say something, Black.
No, let him finish. It's not that it's a problem. It's look, you can call yourself American, you can call yourself Chinese, or for all that matters. But the fact of the matter is that there's a group of people who actually give a damn and actually want to see the world, the globe, and want to be addressed appropriately. I'm American, yes, because I was born in America, but I'm a black man. And I came from a grown group of black men, and that weren't just washed up on the shores of Africa, the North Carolinas. I'm not just a slave. What? I'm not just a descendant of a slave. I come from a law. Listen, God damn it. Before y'all get so triggered, why don't y'all listen sometimes? I'm not just a black man that just showed up off the shores of Africa. Slavery is a small part of my history, is my point. So when I say I'm an African American, I'm acknowledging the fact that, yeah, I come from America, but I have a history that dates way back to Adam and Eve.
Okay, but this is the thing. So, okay, we got that, and I got what you're saying there. At the same time, I don't think that anybody on this panel is suggesting the point that you're counteracting, right? So you're suggesting that we're saying that our history begins and ends with slavery, and I don't think Fighter is saying that. I know MRM is not saying that, and I'm absolutely not saying that. I agree with you.
That's
we
because
agree
you
with,
guys don't
what-
care.
We
You
just
guys-
said we
you
agree.
guys
now-
only-
wait, so
you
now-
guys
what?
only care about
Wait,
America.
So now,
What
so
are you
now you, so
talking
now,
about?
so now you know what we care about.
Exactly. What are you talking
So
about?
wait, I mean, look, let me real quick. So like, okay, so look, if you, I got a lot of
Anybody who
family in
represents a
Chicago, right,
country that's
and lived
literally
up in
400
Chicago for a
Hold on.
long time. So if you live in Chicago and we go somewhere, they say you're from Chicago. So guess what they will call us? They'll call you Chicagoan. I got family from Tennessee. They call them the Tennesseans. Now nobody get hung up on what color the skin is. They doing it based off where you came from. So when you say you were an American, nobody, I mean, only us seem like black people in America get hung up on. Yeah, but you a black American. So when you say I'm from Chicago and you a Chicagoan, yeah, but I'm a black Chicagoan. Nobody cares.
Because
But us.
Wait,
America
and I
is
want
one of-
hold on.
America is one of the most unique places on the earth where they got hung up on race. America was most of the world got rid of racism and colorism, while America was still actively trying to legislate black people, trying to kill black people.
Okay, but this is the okay. Now you conflating points, right? And I'm not saying that you don't have a point, but I kind of don't want to go down that rabbit hole right now because again, that's a larger conversation. What I'm saying to you is this: you cannot tell me. I asked you, and you admitted that you cannot tell me what part of Africa your people come from. So, with that being said, you do not know a matter of factly that your people, in fact, do come from Africa. Your people could have, even though the construct of America, the United States of America, is a 400-year concept, cool, right? But this landmass was here all along. And there were people who were inhabitants of this landmass all along. And my argument is the majority of those people who were inhabitants of this landmass look more like a combination of all four of us on this panel. So you don't know identifiably that you even come from the continent of Africa. You cannot say that. Your phenotype is close. I was about to say phenotype. Wait, hold on. Your phenotype is closer to theirs, but MRM or me or a Fighter, our phenotypes are not quote unquote an African from Africa, the African continent phenotype, right? So you can't necessarily identify or say absolutely, because you can't. There's no place that you could mark to say, yeah, I come from Kenya, or I come from Ghana, or I come from Mali, or I come from Benin, or I come from the Congo, or I come from Sierra Leone, or I come from South Africa. You don't know.
Yeah, but that's the point. The point is to acknowledge the fact that a country that just started 400 years ago didn't create me. I was created from another place. And that place had history.
No, the landmass wasn't just but this is the disingenuousness of your argument. The landmass didn't just form 400 years ago. This landmass has been here for generations, for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands upon thousands of years. So whereas that's a disingenuous thing to say, oh, because we've named this landmass America. Let's shit. Africa, like known unknown was saying, Africa was named Akabu land. It was called Akabu land. That continent is Akabu land. However, modern day, they call it Africa. You see what I'm saying? But it's still the same landmass. But I want Fighter to be able to get in here because he's been holding it. Go ahead, Fighter.
I have to say something real quick. Shout out. Well, did he send that to me or you? I don't know. I don't know.
Go ahead.
But all right, E Black. An example in Dominican Republic, there was an influx of Chinese people that went there, right? And like in a town like in Bonao or in Santo Domingo, they have little China towns and everything, and they have these restaurants where they even made this rice. They included the ingredients of Dominicans and like Chinese, and they combined it, they fused it, and it's called chofang. They do the same thing in Puerto Rico, and they did it in Dior. So now they fuse it together, and these people have been there for generations. And I'd call them Jackie Chan with a tan. right? Because they're in the sun all day and they speak with the Dominican dialect better than me. And there's no way I could tell him you're not Dominican because it's culture and lifestyle. There's no way I can tell him he's not Dominican. Now, another example, when I went to Mexico, I went to Rosarito and Tijuana. I went with some Mexican friends, and they lived in the US. When they go back to Mexico, whether they got deported or they're going for vacation, the Mexicans in Mexico look at them. They call them like Chicanos or something. They look at them like, you're not one of us. You American. You left us and then you came back over here and or you think you better than us because you're American and you speak English. So culture is very important. Culture is very important. That's all I have to say.
Yo, let me say this. To someone's point, listen, we said phenotype. If you understand phenotype is not complexion. We understand that there are people of different complexions all over the globe, including in South Americas, including in Africa. They're all different types of complexions in Africa. And we talked about albinos earlier. So we identify that. We are talking about phenotype. Phenotype is not a complexion. Phenotype is the way that your bone structure is and the structure of your face is. That's the phenotype. So just in case you didn't know, No Chaser said, you don't have to point is, you don't have to point. No doubt. No doubt.
They said I'm a pookie.
What's the Dominican word for pookie?
Poquito. Poquito.
That's small.
Poquito. Un tigre. In Dominican slang is tigre. Un tigre.
Un tigre. That's un tigre. Is that a tiger?
Yeah, tiger. But it means like
really sexually active type situation.
Like you just like a street dude, like you real small, like you a slickster, like
a tigre. Okay, a tigre. All right. Hey, what say you, MRM? I know you got something on your mind. Go ahead, family.
No, I was gonna say to what Fighter was saying earlier, man. I agree with him on the whole notion that no matter what, when it comes down to it, it's gonna start at home. It's gonna start at home. Now, if you guys were ever, if I was to go visit any one of y'all states and have a speaking engagement there, and I was to meet up with you, you would not be able to see my sons and hear them talk and say that they're gonna be of Black culture. You know what I mean? You won't be able to say that. So when we say things like, we've lost, what is it that Black people supposedly are gonna lose? That's what I want to know. What are we gonna lose?
What's up, Ayana? How you doing? How you gonna speak to everybody but me, Ayana, the Nubian goddess? What's going on? How you doing, love? Go ahead, you Black.
I don't want to go. Look, I get it. American culture, American people forces you to strip everything of your Blackness.
What is Blackness?
What is Blackness? What do you mean? What is Blackness?
See, that's what people do a lot. If I was to say, if somebody was to say to me, if somebody was to ask me, I just want to say, if somebody was to ask me, what is a hamstring pull? What is a hamstring pull? Man, don't give me that. Give me the answer. What is Blackness?
Because it's almost implied in the name. God damn.
There are people. I got
what a hamstring pull is. Okay.
I have Indians. Wait, this is what I'm saying. I have Indians that are employed by me who are Black as you are.
Yes.
And what if I was to say to them, Blackness? Well, I don't understand what is Blackness? What did you mean? So break it down. What is Blackness? What are we talking about?
No. Okay. So what
are they?
And that's the reason why the word almost changed, because it started off as Negro, and then we said, you know what, Negro is not really fitting because it doesn't really describe us. It's a European concept, and people study. So we went to Black, and then we changed it a little bit. Now we've kind of come down to the fact that, okay, we may not acknowledge the fact that we know what country we come from, but we will acknowledge the whole continent of Africa. So when we talk about Black, I'm more or less using it as a synonym for African American, people of descendants of slaves.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest, and this might not be popular. I just don't like those classifications because at the end of the day, right? Like you said, if you're going from the standpoint of we're all human beings and all human of different hues and different shades and we're all basically the same, then what's the need for the classification of an FBA or ADOS or this or that? Or
it's acknowledging it. It's acknowledging the fact that people have actually worked hard on this country and tried to make it better.
That's blackness. Because white people did that too.
No.
That's what I'm saying. I'm still waiting on the blackness, brother.
Because he switched the point. The fact of the matter is that we're denoting the fact that, hey, we have a long history of why we was here. These people legislated against us. These people killed us. These people held us back. These people did XYZ to us. And we are continuing the message, reason why. Now, it's convenient now in 2023 with the internet, with certain freedoms that we just say, you know what, there's no such thing as black people, when you can literally go and see black man hung on a tree. Black men cannot be outside after 9 o'clock. Black women cannot have their hair uncovered. Black music will get taxed. So, like I said, it's easy right now, after all the fighting has been done for your rights, to sit here and say there's no such thing as blackness. That's easy talk. You should have, if you was back then, you would understand.
Hey, what's all right? Hey, wait, real quick. Let me just say, what's up? Hey, Sandra Bree Love, how you doing? Real quick, yo. Oh my God. Okay, that's a lot, man. Hold on. What's up, Out the Mud? What's good with you, family? How you doing? Thank you, Out the Mud. I appreciate your prayers and the love, man. Thank you, sir. Go ahead, man.
So my point is still, I'm still trying to figure out what is it that what you just got done saying, the blackness, what's going to be lost?
Okay. Have you been on a trail ride? Have you eaten black food? Okay. Yes. Do you understand black cowboys?
You have no idea. I still to this day, I eat chitlins. I eat chitlins still to this day. Everything.
I mean, chitlins. I can't believe that, MRM. How you eat chitlins?
Sir. Christmas and Thanksgiving, sir.
Oh my God.
Tripe, hog maw.
This is what y'all people try to do. Y'all try to make it seem like, what is black culture? And then you do and participate in black culture, but then you hate the fact that it's called black culture just because you don't want to really be black.
You saying that black is, E-Black, you saying that. I didn't say that.
Black is the lifestyle, culture, food, traditions of a group of people.
Right. So, okay. So check this out. My sons know all about the black cooking, the whole nine. But my point is, what are we talking about that's going to be, I'm still waiting on you to describe what's going to be lost.
No, you didn't ask me what's going to be lost.
I literally said, when it comes to, you said, when I said, no, I never said culture. You said culture.
No, you asked me what
I said, what is blackness and what is it that's going to be lost?
Okay. So you want me to now address the part that's going to be lost?
That's what I said initially.
He did say that initially. What's up? What's up? Say your life.
No. We don't mix up points. We had to go all the way about black culture.
Go ahead, I just said what's up. Go ahead, brother.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, man.
So the parts that's being lost, right, is the fact that these things can be repeated. Not only that, our collectiveness. What you see, and especially in second generation, third generation people that do come over here, American culture does what? Strips them of their culture. Then you start seeing educational rates going lower, jobless rates going lower. You see all this throughout the Bay Area. You see this in LA. You see this in a lot of parts of America where after the first, second, third generation, these people come over here and they get assimilated to this culture, and then it goes straight downhill. The fact of the matter is, a group of people of culture have more empowerment to the community. When you identify why, or the people of likeness with yourself, and you're able to uplift each other, that's the part that we're trying to keep the bond on. If you do not see a black man across from you, then you're not able to have empathy. You're not able to build with. You're not able to work with. That's why it's important to keep blackness and black culture alive.
Yo, let me say this real quick before y'all get into that, because again, I really didn't want to get into that, because that's why I say so-called black, because a lot of people have a different definition. Some people say it's a color, so forth. So I really didn't want to get into that, because that's so much semantical and so much due to your perception and how you look at that. That I don't know if that's the most productive conversation. But let me shout out my man Rogue Sage. Where you been at, family? Thank you for the Cash App, man, showing some love and support. I appreciate you. Hey, Trinidad T, thank you very much. Cece said, and y'all didn't leave. by your logic, shouldn't y'all have left? I think that was to you, E Black. I think, was that to E Black or was that to Modern Renaissance Man? I think that was to E Black. But can we, if y'all can, and what's up, my man Stan Autry is in the building. What's up, Stan? How you doing? Listen, can we, if we can we not go into the classification of what we think black is or what we think black is not? Because I don't know if that's the most productive conversation, and I don't know if we ever could find an agreement on that because it's so subjective, right? Am I wrong about that? I think
no, you're not wrong. My whole point in saying all that was the fact that I know that being in a lot of discussions and things like this in the real, like with real people, I like to dissect it right from the get-go to show and prove a point that what does that have to do with what you're going to do today? What does it got to do with how you can improve your life right now? What does any of that have to do with what you want to do as far as your dreams and goals go? Well, see, it's just knowing. No, I can always know that anytime I want to, right? But what does that have to do with
what's
you?
The point of knowing Romeo and Juliet?
I don't even know that.
Okay, but
I know the names, but I couldn't even tell you the story.
Okay,
I don't care.
Go ahead. I apologize for cutting you off.
Right. So my point in saying all that is that, to me, when my sons came up in school, there's certain things I would not allow the teachers then to talk to my sons about because I didn't want them to put a certain type of narrative or ideology in their mind. And we do that at our church as well. I let them learn that stuff when they get older so they can have the mental capacity to understand it. That way they can make logical and critical decisions versus just being, because you can tell a child anything. My son thought he could fly. He would jump off anything as long as I caught him, So my point in saying that is that a lot of times if you embed certain things and certain ideology without the whole truth being told at an early age in kids, they can go on and let that become their perception, and everything they see is going to be a bad world if that's the way we paint it for them. The way, I'm not going to go down the road, but the way that we were taught about our people was always from a Southern eye view, but nobody never talked about the ones that came here in 1619 and remained up north. So when people say things like that to me, I'm like, well, how do you know you're not a descendant from the black people that came in and stayed up north and they only heard about slavery, what was going on in the South, but never experienced or saw it? How you know you didn't come from them? So when you say things like, man, our black people, how you know you didn't come from the ones up north and never seen it? So that's what I'm saying. That's what's, and when it comes to that, so that's why I say my point in saying all that is that what is that stopping anybody that look just like us in America right now from fulfilling and pursuing and conquering any dreams that we have right now?
Yeah, one time.
Shout out real quick. Shout out to Rogue Sage. He said, "Good convo so far. Thank you, man." And then shout out to you, Dragonfly Jones' cousin. What's up? Go ahead, Fighter.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you guys have seen or heard about Mike Tyson's podcast, right? The Hot Boxing with Mike Tyson. Yeah. Well, here's a podcast, right? So he usually has famous people on there, rappers, actors, comedians. LL Cool J hopped on there one time and he says, "Yes, I'm black, but my lineage we were never slaves." Like he said that. He said that my lineage, we were never slaves in my family. And he kind of he broke it down. And the other thing I want to say is, growing up, I don't know why people would say that African Americans or Black Americans or ADOS, FBA, whatever term you want to use, why they say they don't have culture. To me, they do, right? Like maybe E Black said that earlier. The food, the music, jazz, Colin Powell, Bill Cosby, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Like me growing up as a kid, I'm like, oh, that's what black is. Like I knew what it was. So I wouldn't understand why a black person in America wouldn't feel like they're not part of America.
But yeah,
maybe because America doesn't cater to. But you have to remember.
Well, it's the history. Well, Fighter, because that's a little bit more complex.
Okay.
That's a little bit more complex because of the history. You have to realize that as a lot of us are the descendants of people who were enslaved. Right. So there's a difference between people who were enslaved and slaves. They were not slaves. They were enslaved. As people who were enslaved in America and being a descendant of that, there is a stigmatism and there is a certain type of treatment that has come along with that and a certain type of mistreatment that has come along with that. And we cannot deny that or act like that didn't exist.
But is what I have to say, right? If you were in an uncompromising position, there's going to be a snowball effect. It's not like, 2 generations later, all black people are going to be balling if they were just going through certain circumstances where they couldn't even vote. They couldn't own this, they couldn't do that. They didn't have the rights that other people had. Right. So that's the consequences of being that group.
Okay, but yeah. I guess I understand that so much, but I wanted to address this this comment. Hey, Chicago Rilla, wave in the back so I know it's you. I'll bring you up, family.
Gorilla in the house.
Definitely. Okay, I got you. Yeah. Here you go, fam. Oh, real quick. Let me just read this one thing. I want to address this one thing I saw real quick. Bear with me, y'all. My bad, because I went right past it. But someone was saying something. What did she say? I can't find it, but it was something that, and then she needed some clarification. Oh. I think it was a comment, something I forgot who said, I can't find it, but someone was talking about being enslaved, or were they out of slavery? No, there were some people in this landmass of the Americas that was never enslaved. See, what you have to understand is the people that were here were not Indians. They were Aboriginal people or indigenous people to this land. And some of them had treaties. Some of them had things intact with the United States government, which led them to what we call reservations or free lands or so forth and so on. That's one thing. Then there were people like Simon Norfolk, who before he ever was sold into slavery, who was a free man of the North, automatically, forever and always, until he was sold into slavery, were never slaved and never touched slavery. So that's definitely a thing. I don't know if y'all know this, but as a matter of fact, the 5 presidents before the United States of America were all black. So that's a fun fact that most people don't know.
And the first person to put somebody to legally own a slave was a black person, Anthony B. Johnson.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know these facts. These are a lot of things, and so you can get those things from books like these, Dirty Little Secrets by Dr. Claude Anderson. Also, he has another book called Black History Reader, by Dr. Claude Anderson. There's if you Google it, pre-Constitution, were there black presidents? They will tell you, yes, there were black presidents before so-called the Constitution, whatever the case may be. What's up, Truck?
You gotta be careful with Claude Anderson. I would hope that Claude Anderson is a good guy, but there's other people who like I said.
Wait.
Don't talk about my brother Claude Anderson. Don't talk about my brother.
Don't say stomach out this camp, man.
Lay it on my stomach.
Come on, we're not gonna start that Chicago Rilla.
Keep
the conversation. Keep the conversation elevated, brother.
You drop that link.
Close it back out, y'all. Don't make me close it back out, y'all. Don't make me.
Damn, Chicago, you gonna jump on my neck like that?
No.
What's up, Barry? What's going on? What's up, Gina 789?
I know you don't have a lot of time, right? You don't have a lot of time. Yeah.
No, I got probably about 13 more minutes.
It is. Oh, you on the big stage tonight, huh?
Yeah. Thank you. Hey,
yeah, what you gonna do?
I don't know. You know how it is. You know how I do. I might do a little something. Y'all check me out, see what I do. Yo, show some love and support to my man. I can never take your place though, Chicago.
No. Oh, please don't.
He was a staple.
Man. No, please don't do that, fam. No.
Listen, let me read this real quick, and you guys, Chicago Rilla. I can't really relate to our ancestors who were enslaved or went through Jim Crow, and I won't insult their struggle by pretending that I can understand or relate. I treat it as a matter of fact. No doubt, Rose says. Shout out to you and thank you always for the love and support, brother. Go ahead, Chicago Rilla, and then.
I appreciate the build that y'all doing. Do your thing tonight, man. This is probably gonna be one of the few times I tune in, like on the Thursday when y'all get busy with it, man. I'm anticipating what's gonna come up on stage tonight over there. So, but as it relates to the topic at hand, man, I mean, like, this is a good build. I definitely salute it, but I'm just kind of confused, man. So okay. I'm gonna let y'all get back to it. I'm just
what are you confused about, real quick? Maybe I can illuminate you. What are you confused about, brother?
Nah, I've been listening to the crazy thing is, like, I rock with MRM and I rock with Blizzy. You know what I mean? And Fighter, I ain't know you was black.
Come on, man.
Dang.
Listen, damn, son, where'd you find this? We're not about to do this.
Hey,
Like,
fighter.
come on.
Hey,
take the
fighter.
time.
Hey, fighter. Now I know you and Pookie is really black. I'm
Oh
good.
man. Oh man.
Damn, son, where'd
Would
you
you-
find this?
Now I'm gonna
Give me
fall
this
back.
trigger.
I'm gonna continue to listen to the conversation, and then you know what I'm saying, as you guys give me a moment to interject, I'll go ahead and jump in.
Well, you don't got that much longer, but go ahead.
Understood.
Hey, my brother, Trucker Yell, what say you, family? How you doing? The alarm done went off. I got 10 minutes. What's going on, family? Trucker Yell, what's good?
Less than that, because you got to do that check-in. Yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
I was
8
just trying to figure out what the assignment is today. I just woke up and I saw y'all was on here, and
Oh, we appreciate you, man. We just so the other day, this came from it was a stream that Jay Prince for President had. I think it was last week. The brother E Black TV was up there, and the brother Fighter Complex was up there. And they was making, so out of everybody, they were making kind of the most poignant points, but a lot of times people were not letting them talk, and they were talking over them. So I had opened it up last week on my channel before all the commotion with me went on, and E Black had to go, and Fighter wasn't there. So I wanted to give them the opportunity and a platform for us to be able to build on it and talk about it. And it's basically the title is "Can't We All Just Get Along?" But it's really about the black people, for lack of a better word, y'all, so-called black people in the diaspora, and the intermingling and the working together to create something better.
Hey, can I jump in real quick? Because I know you got to get out of here. Can I just spill my spill and then I'm gonna get out?
Go ahead, family.
Okay, so this is again, when people talk about culture and black culture, and they, people say, "Oh, black culture is trash," but when I think about hip hop is black culture. Okay, so what are the elements of hip hop? B-boy, MC, DJ, graffiti artist, right? And then you also can get into language. You can get into our influence on food, and I'm strictly talking about hip hop, right? Not so much as like jazz or gospel or any of those
blues.
Right, I'm not talking about that.
Rock and roll. We can talk about all
Right.
types
But
of
here's
black
the
culture.
thing. But here's the thing that bugged me out when Russell Simmons said this, and I heard him talk about this multiple times. He talked about hip hop being the only culture that galvanizes and unites people around the world. You can go to Japan, you can go to Brazil, you can go to Germany, you can go anywhere in the world and see the imprint. And I ain't talking about no Future, no NBA YoungBoy, no Lil Durk. I'm talking about you gonna see.
Yeah.
Not
Rock
listen.
him.
Not only God MC. Not only are you gonna see that, but come on, hey, Izzy is come on. We gonna don't because I'm a b-boy at heart, man. Don't leave out Crazy Legs, man.
Okay.
Don't leave out Mr. Wiggy.
Yeah. Shout out to the b-boys. Shout out.
Come on, man. Don't leave them out, man. Don't leave out Shabadoo. Don't leave out Rerun. Right? Because they part of the culture too.
Yeah, no doubt. Pop lock it and drop it. Pop lock in and drop it. No doubt.
But this is what I'm saying though, and this is the part that we leave out when we talk about culture. We influence language, man. Hey, listen. When I got dissed on another channel, E Black will probably laugh at this. I got dissed. Actually, they thought it was a diss, but they called me E40 on another channel, right? That was the ultimate compliment
right? Shout out to Shaq Channel 4 and 5. Shout out to True Table, no doubt. Go ahead, fam.
Nah, that was the ultimate compliment to me because E40 is the man. He's the governor of slanguistics. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, when that nigga said in the Bay, facts.
Yo,
not in the Bay. Listen, all the terms that we get today, it's all good. That's E40.
I mean, think about it, Chicago. Yo, I've been listening. I was a kid listening to E40. You feel me? Like in the 90s.
Is our should I save her?
Yeah, he was.
I want to be saved. Go to church, ho.
Yeah, he was giving game like a long time if you really listen to the lyrics. So that's definitely one of my favorites. So yeah.
And he said, "Hey, look, and if you go from E40, Oh wait, hold on. Let me give y'all this. Make that man take care of your kids. Make that fella go your kids his. Make that fella get out there and work. Make him buy you doing it birth.
Man, hold on. Hey, we gotta drop him, okay?
Y'all gotta pay to drop him. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah,
he having a good time. Chicago really sometimes just want to have a good time. Man,
that's a fact. Hey, but he courtside right now, fam.
Hey, out the mud, man. We was having a serious conversation out the mud. You ain't got to do us like that out the mud. We was having an intellectual conversation, but one of our brothers wanted to let his hair down. Let him let his hair down, man. Go ahead, sprinkle me, man.
Hey, listen, if I'm interrupting him, my bad. Izzy is telling him to pay like he weigh and drop me down. That's cool.
Timer.
Chicago Real. Hey, it's some
Cody water.
Can I make a point? Can I make a point? Okay, all right. Because I know we don't have a lot of time. I want to make a point. You know, I actually did my ancestry.com. I started reaching back into the crates, finding where my family came from. I got to 1860, a man and a woman, you know, by different last name. I followed their journey. I learned about the Trail of Tears. I figured out where they went. Tennessee was the first state that freed slavery. I figured out why they were in Georgia at this little place called Hiwassee, Georgia. They were waiting literally to cross the line to go into Tennessee. They went to Tennessee. One of them birthed a boy. That boy became a pastor. He built a church. That church is still up here today. That man had my great-grandmother. That great-grandmother had my grandma. My grandma had my mom. My mom had me. I didn't just end up on the shores of North Carolina. I'm greater than America. And that's my point. I am greater than America.
But everybody, wait, E-Black. Everybody that you named came from America. What are you talking about?
No, you're not hearing what I'm saying.
That
these people were still, yes, they were black, and yes, they may be considered America, but there was people before them that made this world too. Why not honor them too? Why not give them their grace? Why not acknowledge them? And that's why I say I'm an African American, because yes, I can go back to 1860 and I can say these people are who they are. That's what the American part is. But I also understand that you didn't just create me. I came from a long line of people who did things, who killed people. I mean, killed animals or built statues and built culture and did a whole bunch of stuff. I'm not just an American. I'm greater than America. I helped build. I come from a long line of people that built America too.
This the only part.
So when I say I'm African American, that's my standpoint.
This the only part where I digress with you, and I'm gonna drop down so y'all can finish our show. When I hear MRM, and I rock with you, G. I didn't know your lineage was Jamaican, but it reminds me of my guy. I got a guy that I went to school with. And you know, he got lumped in with the little African booty scratchers and so on and so forth, right? But here's the truth of the matter, my nigga. Hey, if you come back to the crib right now and you pull up on 6030 Halston and you get stopped, they not finna say, "Oh, he Jamaican," right? Yeah. So for me, Blizzy, this is the only pushback that I give is that when we over here, it's all black. It's not until you really go outside of the states, like I mean, like outside of the country, not outside of the states, outside of the country. When you see pink people outside of the country, that's when they get to be like, "Oh, you from?" Like that's when they really get to connect with you and you become American. So I understand what you're saying, like you greater than American. I don't look at it like that. I'm actually changing my view because we built this motherfucker, bro. Real talk. But I also have to respect MRM, and then Izzy is. I'm assuming Izzy is. He might be Panamanian because you look like one of them crazy Panamanian niggas.
I'm not Panamanian. My father's like, actually. No, I'm not Panamanian. My biological father's from Trinidad and Tobago.
Oh, see. All right, I'm dropping down.
You can't.
Izzy, I'm dropping down. Izzy.
So you can't get reparations. You going to get 50%?
Yo, you crazy. 50%. Anyway, I don't know if we're gonna get it anyway. Hey, shut up. Y'all crazy. Don't mess me up like that. All right, MRM, you got any last words to say real quick, family?
No, I just appreciate being up here and glad to support the channel. Glad everything that's going on external is going good and all that with you. Continue prayers on that. Just the biggest thing I just want to leave on here is that, man, and from where we are right now, man, I'm just pushing people to take care of all the advantages, all the opportunities that they can bestow right now, because the folks that's flooding in here right now, I'm telling y'all right now, mark my words, on May the 18th of 2023, that blacks in America are going to eventually become obsolete, because the ones that are flooding in here right now, that's about to be the new golden child. So even though I know there's a lot of talk about, what they're doing to blacks here, blacks there, how they're treating us here and there, but I'm telling you, the ones that are coming in right now, that is getting ready to be a huge issue. You're going to be more of a minority than we ever been before. So that's why I'm pushing people, get up on the school and get up in the trade, get up and actually maximizing, taking care and taking advantage of all these opportunities that we have here right now. Because if not, the constant bickering and crying about what was done to us is not going to change. Guarantee you. Well, what has changed since any of these things that that happened in the last 2 years regarding George Floyd? I'm not trying to go down that road. I'm just leaving y'all with that. But since that has happened, has it gotten better for us? And that's what I'm going to leave you with. And with that, blessings to everybody on this panel. Hope everything is well with you guys. Hope y'all all have food, shelter, and clothing, and great health, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
Thank you, man.
Peace out, y'all.
Appreciate you. Peace to you always. Hey, Trucker Yell, you got any last words, brother, real quick?
Nah, I don't got anything. I don't got anything at all. I was just, I came in the conversation late, so forgive me on this one.
No, you good. I appreciate you coming through and
They
kicking
just
with
be
me
hitting
always,
the link
man.
for nothing, man.
Thank
They
you,
just
man.
be hitting that link.
I just normally when I get on here, I just hear the assignment and then I'll start speaking. But I got to hear it too late, so I'm gonna go back, watch the video, hit the like button, and then wait for the next one.
I appreciate you, man. And you can hit the Cash App too. Hit the Cash App. Listen, y'all can hit the Cash App. Show me some love on the way. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the love and support always, man. Be safe out there on that road.
E-Black, you doing your show on Sunday still?
Yeah, I'm still doing it.
Okay, all right, I'll be there. Fighter complex.
Last week I had a scheduling conflict. Scheduling conflict, so I had a panel to put together, but last minute people, it's Mother's Day, so
yeah, I understand. Fighter complex.
Yo,
what's going on, man? You ain't been putting on no shows on that lately. What's going on?
Yeah, and I've been busy. I've been in school doing what you doing.
Oh,
so,
no
I've
doubt.
been in school. Yeah, I'm trying to knock that out. So, yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, but I might go live later. So,
all right.
Yeah. I mean, thanks, Izzy, for having me.
Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, family, for sure.
You already know. Anyone who isn't following my channel, my channel.
Y'all put your channel. Hey, look, mods put their channels down in the chat. MRM put E-Black, put Chicago Rilla, and my man Fighter Complex channel in the chat, man. Y'all follow them, subscribe. You know what I'm saying? If you're not subscribed to these brothers.
Yo, there was a good show, man. We didn't have to curse at each other, talk shit, nothing. You know, it was cool. It was cool.
Yeah, man. I appreciate y'all. We family, man. Y'all always welcome, man. And I appreciate y'all coming through, man. Thank you. Peace to you, fighters. Stay up. You had any last words? E-Black, my brother.
Yeah, man. Hey, man. I appreciate you allowing this conversation. I'm very passionate. And like I said, I like to have intellectual conversations, and I like to at least, if somebody learns something from this, I'm happy about that. We don't have to agree. But we at least we have that conversation. And so many times that we get on platforms and we drown out the voice that are disagreeing, And I think it's just good just to allow intelligent minds just to come together and have a thing. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe. Come over to E-Black TV sometime. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt about it. Hey, y'all subscribe to E-Black TV. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you, family. Salute. Peace. Hey, man. My man Jay Wood said, I got 5 on it. Israel, good to see you back. Thank you, man. Thank you to everybody who showed love, who showed support, who prayed for us, who sent cash apps, man. Listen, your support is appreciated. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you to my man Rose Sage. Welcome back, man. To Trinidad T, to E-Black TV, to D Rock Thin, to CC, to my man B Magic. Oh, listen, everybody that showed love on the super chat. My man Team Fatty, Quentin, Hoop Jargon, I think on another network, No Chaser, and Lamb, a Lamar Black Attack. Yo, thank you to you and my man Jay Wood. I appreciate everybody for coming through. E Black TV, Auntie J, Friday Complex. I'm a man Trucker Yell, MRM, Modern Renaissance man was in the building, y'all. Thank you for blessing us with your presence. Listen, everybody that came and came through, I appreciate you. Listen, I'm gonna be on the Lapeef Network in a few minutes. Check me out. I'm not gonna look like this. I'm not, you know, I'm not gonna look like this. I'm gonna put on my gear. You know what I'm gonna do, and we're gonna put on the show. Check us out, the Lapeef Network. Lapeef, let's talk in a few minutes. Y'all know what it is. Check me out. I will be there. God bless y'all. Good night. Peace. And this is for my people who hit the Cash App and who hit the Super Chat. I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. Let me see. I got something for y'all on the way out.
It don't matter what the situation. I'm just trying to climb any obstacle a nigga facing. See it through in due time. It's a marathon, you gotta pace it. You can't press rewind, you get left behind. Just grind and the rest be fine, 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 fine. It don't matter what the situation. I'm just trying to climb any obstacle a nigga facing. See it through in due time. It's a marathon, you gotta pace it.